Hi, this is Billy Joe. So, this pick a card reading is what was his or her first impression of you and what do they think of you now? Pile 1 is with this smoky quartz. Pile 2 is with the opalite. And pile 3 is with the tiger's eye. As always, with all of my readings, remember to only take what resonates. Don't ever force it to fit. If it doesn't fit at all, just remember it just may not be the reading for you. So if you need more time to meditate, concentrate on, which deck you feel inspired to go to, you can go ahead and just pause the video. But I'm just going to go right on into it. I'm going to go to option number 1. Okay, those of you that chose option number 1 with this beautiful smoky quartz, this pile is for you. So first we're going to look at what was your person's first impression of you, okay? And then we're going to look at how they see you now, okay? The 2 decks I used was this Nicoletta, however you say her last name, Tarot, and the Good Tarot. They're both beautiful decks. Okay, so first card we have, the Queen of Cups. So I love this card because it looks like she has this like dreamy look about her. So, but when I'm looking at it, I see the open door and the fish coming through. It's like she has this sense of this otherworldliness about her. They see you as someone, their first impression of you is someone who probably is psychic, clairvoyant, someone who they thought of you as someone who can communicate with those that have passed on. It's like you seem to just know things, okay? Then we have the 5 of Cups. So the 5 of Cups represents somebody who has went through some disappointments. You made choices that turned out to be not what you expected them to be. We make choices sometimes that in the long run, it just doesn't work out. And they see you as someone who's made those choices. You lived with an open heart. You jumped and led with your heart. And in so doing, sometimes that heart got broken. Then they viewed you, this is the Chariot. They viewed you as someone who you may have been a single mom when they met you, and no matter what you were going through, it's not everybody was a single mom, but it could be the case for some of you, what I'm hearing. And no matter what your struggle was, you were still pushing through. You was determined to be a go-getter. You was determined to be successful. I'm hearing someone that conquers the unexpected. Someone who overcomes, okay? Now, let's look and see how they view you now. Just kind of get these out of the way here. Now, this up here was their first impression. First impression of you, someone who is possibly psychic, clairvoyant, someone who's had disappointments, but is an overcomer, okay? Now, how they see you, now that they've gotten to know you. We have the 2 of Air. So the 2 of Air, this talks about stalemates, taking a break, so that way you don't make a mistake. Taking the break so you can find balance and you can listen to your intuition and make a better, bolder move. Make the move that's right for you. We have the 9 of Air. So the 9 of Air talks about transmuting negativity into positivity. So even when you have, for example, we all go through times where we have that negative self-talk, and it's like you've learned to process that negativity you hear inside your own head, and you transform it. You've learned how to transform that, so that way you can manifest more positivity into your life. And then we have the Hermit card. I love this Hermit card in this deck because it makes me think of the goddess Hecate. Because Hecate is the goddess over crossroads. And of course that definitely, a door is always a crossroad. It's a crossroad into maybe another room, another dimension, but it's going into a direction, right? It's a choice you make to cross that threshold. And of course, Hecate is always often seen with her keys. So the thing about the Hermit card, again, is that sense of, thinking things through before you step through that door. It's taking that pause in that crossroads, deciding and listening to your inner voice, before you just throw caution to the wind. You're more hesitant. You're more cautioned. You listen to your inner voice. We have that with the Two of Air and the Hermit card. You listen to your intuition. You follow your intuition. You don't make hasty choices without meditating first and contemplating about what's going to happen on the other side of that door. You're going to pause first. You don't charge head first. And that's a really positive view to have. Again, since you do follow your intuition, it does say that, possibly he had a correct assumption when he first met you, that you do have some tendencies to be able to sense or see from the other side. You may be clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, but because you do listen to that inner voice, you have learned to take that spiritual pause. Okay, so I hope this resonated. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscription button, and also hit the bell so you'll be notified of upcoming notifications and uploads. Thank you so much. I'm going to get moved on to pile number 2. Okay, pile number 2 with this opalite. We're going to look and see what your person's first impression of you was. And then we're going to look and see how they view you now. Okay. So their first impression of you. We have the Hermit. Okay. So they saw you as a guiding light. A light in the darkness. They saw you as someone who's highly spiritual. Maybe you tend to spend time alone in contemplation. I know, well, I'm a Cancer, so I do tend to have my little alone time. So I have to go off by myself, meditate, and just kind of, sometimes I go into creativity mode. And if I'm not recording videos, then I'm drawing in my grimoire, writing notes to my masculine, or drawing or painting or whatever it is that, meditation comes in many forms, okay? And they saw you as someone who goes within and listens to that inner voice. And in so doing, you have this inner brightness and inner light within you. We have the 9 of Pentacles. They saw you as someone who's independent, someone who doesn't rely on other people. You can rely on yourself. They saw you as someone who's very graceful, beautiful, someone who's financially secure. We have the Empress card. So the Empress card. This is someone with this deck, she's like an earth mother, and she likes to take care of little birds, and you see she has these little bugs here. You might be someone who, not all of you, but some of you might have birds. You might like to collect bugs. You might have a pet spider or snake, some kind of odd little pet like that. Maybe you have a pet bird. Or maybe you have mice, whatever it is, that little creature that you want to mother and take care of. Very natural person, someone who, they saw you as someone who probably maybe, tree hugger is coming to my mind. I know I like to go out in the woods, and I have been known to hug a tree because they are sentient beings, and I love the vibration that they have. Unfortunately, the last time I went out there and hugged a tree, I ended up having 2 ticks on my back, so I ended up having some hitchhikers. So I haven't done that again for a little while, but you might be someone like that, their impression of you, that you liked nature. You might like to go hiking. I'm seeing for some of you in my head, I'm seeing hiking, camping, fishing, that type of thing. So how do they see you now that they've gotten to know you? We have the messenger of fire. This is someone who's bold, someone adventurous. She stands up for what she believes in. She's very passionate. She's very knowledgeable. Just fiery personality. Very passionate. Very protective. We have the 10 of fire. So you may have some fire in your chart. This is someone who, you see how she's burning these pages, it looks like musical pages. But what this card talks about is, letting go and releasing things that you don't even need anymore. You're not someone who's going to sit there and hoard things, or be sentimental about things that you're not even using. If you don't have a use for it, you just maybe you take it to Goodwill. You may give it to someone less fortunate. For some people, maybe, you've known someone whose house caught on fire and you gave them things that you no longer need, such as clothing or dishes or, different things that you just weren't using anymore. Why keep it in the attic or the basement or in a closet you're not using? Why keep it put up when you can send it and give it to somebody who can use it? And they see you as that type of person. You don't put up with clutter. You don't need all that. If it's not necessary, you don't need it. And then justice. They see you as someone who's balanced, who is fair, someone who wants to fight the good fight. Very, and it's the number 11. I love, when the number 11 comes up. But, they just see you as this very balanced and fair person. Especially mixed with the messenger of fire and the 10 of fire, and then we have justice. So you're someone who maybe they see you as someone who fights for those less fortunate. You maybe advocate for other people who don't have a voice. It's like you're the voice for them. So that's a beautiful way to see somebody. So I hope this resonated. If it did, please like, share, comment, subscribe. If you hit the subscription, please remember to hit the bell. That way you can be given notification of my upcoming videos that get uploaded. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to get moved on to those that picked pile 3. Okay, so for those of you that chose option number 3 with the tiger's eye, so this is your reading. Now we're going to look at your person's perception. We're going to look at what their first impression of you was compared to how they view you now that they've gotten to know you. Okay? Now remember, messages aren't going to resonate with everybody. If it doesn't resonate, just let it go and let it flow. Only take parts of the message that resonate with you and just kind of toss the rest to the side. It's okay. It's cool. So, what was their first impression of you? We have, I love this card. This is 7 of Swords, but it's so funny because it's like he's spying on her. So, your person may have watched you from afar. They may have stalked your social media when they first met you. But this is a sense of distrust. So at first, their first impression of you was maybe too good to be true, or, don't know if I want to trust this person. And it may not even have nothing to do with you. They just may have trust issues. But they did a little bit of stalking at first, it seems like, because they didn't really trust you. Okay? We have the King of Coins, the King of Pentacles. I think in this deck it's called Discs. So they felt like you was someone who would take any obstacle, and you're pretty gonna ram it out of your way. You're like gonna bulldoze it. You're not gonna let that obstacle stop you. You're gonna go after it. You find grounded solutions to problems. Very. You're gonna take the bull by the horns and solve the situation. Take matters into your own hands. We have the Death card here. She kind of love this card. It looks like Sleeping Beauty. This deck is just so cute. So they saw you as someone who is going through a transformation, possibly from maybe that's possibly why they didn't really trust you at first, because you was changing from who you was to who you was going to be. You was in that process of the change, and so it might have gave them a little bit of confusion. Now let's look at what their perception is of you now. Oh, the number 6 for love. So they love you. They think you are this amazing person. You have this brightness and this strength about you. You have unconditional love, okay, for everything and everyone around you. The 7 of Fire. So if there's obstacles and challenges in front of you, you're going to get over those obstacles. You're going to be someone who finds the solution. So again, that goes with what their first impression of you was. You are going to find a solution to any issue, any problem. And then we have the Fortune's Wheel. That's like the Wheel of Fortune. They see you as their treasure. They treasure the time you spend with them. They see you as someone who is very gracious, very giving. Absolutely. I mean, this and the Love card, I mean, this is absolutely bright, shining, joyful, lucky, fortunate, abundant, prosperous, all them wonderful words that you can find. They think you're magnificent, pile number 3. That's funny how at first they was just kind of spying on you like, I don't know about this girl right here. She looks like she might be something else. You might want to watch her. And then all of a sudden it changed like, oh, I'm her biggest fan. Oh my God. That is a huge change, number 3. So, knock them dead. Not literally. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. You have a great day. Bye-bye.